My camera.
Yes, Yusuf.
Okay, so what do you have for us this morning?
All right, today things are looking quite juicy on the headlines. We're looking at what's trending on Twitter. The Twitterverse is on fire today. Our first story today is hashtag Fine Kikuyu. And let me tell you what this is about, Yusuf.
I'm
just
really
a little
interested.
bit about what this is. We're celebrating Kenyan women, in specific Kikuyu women, even though all Kenyan women are beautiful. But the hashtag today has been hashtag Fine Kikuyu, and I'm having a lot of people on this. And then moving on, we have the NYS scandal, which is something that a lot of people have been talking about and outraged about. And then moving on, we have Kuza Awards 2018. And last but not least, we have Student of the Game. Let's start off with the Fine Kikuyu. Mchuzi says, seeing all my beautiful sisters on the Fine Kikuyu Twitter, usisahau here, repping hashtag Fine Kalenjin. All right, moving on to the next tweet that we have. This is a hilarious one. The real hashtag Fine Kikuyu Twitter, you're seeing the potatoes there. Moving on to the next tweet. Almost all the girls on Fine Kikuyu Twitter don't look like they can even pronounce a single word in Kikuyu. My goodness, that is shade. All right, East African girl, Kenya, believe it. That's a funny one if you see what she did with the joke there. Kenya, believe it. Hashtag Fine Kikuyu Twitter. Moving on to the next one. Oh my goodness, this is cool. I feel like this is horrible. All right, someone with good intentions started the trend, hashtag Fine Kikuyu Twitter, but KOT hapendi amani. My goodness, look at this. Kenyans on Twitter are absolutely insane, Yusuf. Moving on to the next tweet. My God, I'm still in shock over this one. I think this one is the one that stunned me
this
the absolute most.
This is a potato, right?
It's a potato. Like, who has the time to sit down and carve a bikini on a potato?
Okay, this shows some people
I'm asking you, Yusuf, like, this is absolutely crazy. Moving on to the next tweet. Do we have another tweet on this side? All right, the trendsetter said immediately, we're moving on to the NYS scandal. And obviously we know that barely 3 months after the Anti-Corruption Commission just let out 23 suspects in the loss of 47 million Kenya shillings, we have a fresh scandal and Kenyans are not having it. The trendsetter says immediately the cybercrimes bill was signed into law, all these scandals started surfacing. Again, we have Daniel Madhia who says, list 5 functions of a towel that costs 100,000 Kenya shillings. Hashtag NYS scandal. Moving on to the next tweet. That is a very relevant question,
yes,
I mean.
It is.
Hashtag NYS scandal. Why can't the youth stand up against this? I have seen you coming out in thousands to demonstrate for lesser cause. Now the money meant for you is being stolen and all you can do is tweet. My goodness, you've got this millions. You have the ability to stop this. Hashtag Kenyans, it is now or never. The cloth of tribalism must be removed. I totally agree. The dress of cowardice must be removed. We walk naked against corruption. We say never again. We need our 9 billion back. Hashtag NYS scandal.
And I think it's good to see that Kenyans are finally angry about this matter because we always find a way of being comical about these issues. But finally we're seeing Kenyans on social media, they're called,
and especially
Kenyans on Twitter,
the youth,
angry about this.
Yes, because they are the most affected by this corruption scandal. All right, on to the next one. More than half of the companies investigated in the NYS scandal delivered nothing, but were promptly paid more than 1 billion Kenya shillings. Co-directors were called and offered complete procurement documents despite never bidding for tenders. Yet, takes forever to pay genuine suppliers.
This is what the lawyer just interviewed talked about. You know, these are people who are basically supplying what we refer to as pure air. Interesting.
All right, moving on to the next one. Kuza Awards, this is an upbeat type of situation.
At least we're away from the depressing corruption.
We're away from the depressing corruption. Let's move on to something a bit more upbeat. It's Friday, Yusuf. And so, as you know...
And I understand Radio Maisha really performed well, and KTN News as well.
Yes, KTN News performed really well, but then Radio Maisha came out at the top, especially right before the Choma na Ngoma Festival. So let's look at the hashtags that we have. Hashtag Kuza Awards 2018 winners, People's Choice Award, whoop whoop, radio category. category. Second runners-up, Inoro. First runners-up, Citizen winner, Radio Maisha.
Wow.
Kudos to the Radio Maisha team.
There.
Of course, moving on to the next tweet. Hashtag Kuza Awards 2018. There were 16 awards cutting across all 3 categories. That is the People's Choice Award, the Program Creativity and Local Content, KTN News, and Radio Maisha bagged a total 11 awards. I think we need a cake.
Congratulations to the team. I think we need to clap for ourselves.
We need to do that, and we need a slice of cake. I'm a lover of cake.
Sure.
Moving on to the next one. This aims at motivating broadcasters to devote their energies and resources to offer quality services to the consumer, considering the strong influence broadcasting exerts to society on language, culture, morals. That was said by the director, Francis Wangusi.
And of course, we're going to assemble those trophies for our viewers later on Friday briefing that is going to be hosted by Betty Charlo. Thank you very much, Tandiwe.
Thank you so much, Yusuf.
At least we had something light for us.
Yes,
it's been a very
Friday.
depressing morning talking about corruption in this country.
Indeed, Yusuf.
So we'll continue with our conversation in studio. And remember, today is the 25th day of May. It's Africa Day. We're going to tell you more about this very important day. Of course, it's a day that has been set aside back in the year 1963 by our forefathers, you know, the likes of President Kwame Nkrumah, Haile Selassie of Ethiopia. So I'm going to have that conversation with governance expert Javas Bigambo. All that after this very short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.